Gathering project is encouraging communities to get back together after the past 18 months. We want them to come and share their thoughts and ideas and stories about how they have felt and dealt with things. And we want them to do that in a really creative way so it doesn't feel so intimidating.
During lockdown, it was very difficult for me because I live on my own. Pre-lockdown, I would be doing my volunteering, seeing my family and friends. So to not be able to do any of that and not to go anywhere, I struggled very much. To talk about isolation week one with this group, it was quite comforting actually to know that other people had been going through the same and we're starting to come out the other side.
We've been expressing coping mechanisms, so expressing thoughts in terms of a story, how we'd convey that into some sort of dramatic form of expression. Yeah, it's been helpful. In some ways it's allowed me to find problems I have and hopefully finding ways of coping with that better.
The 4 workshop themes have been isolation, loss, coping and emergence.
In these workshops, we've been making sure we're doing like gathering projects in coping, strategies, making sure our mental health is in good wellbeing. There was also a good range of exercises, crafts.
Writing a story, it allowed me a form of escapism. It allowed me an opportunity to just get my thoughts out and not feel weighed down by them.
A part of our warm-up in the session is to get everybody moving, just have a space to let go a little bit, physically. And it's just a really good coping tool.
I noticed there's resistance coming up at first for me. It's like, I don't know if I can do this. But especially this last week, I've noticed with the games, I was much more open to doing things.
You do feel vulnerable. I feel vulnerable, but I think we all do. I think it's a natural feeling. But at the same time, we're familiar with each other, we're comfortable with each other, so we are open and honest with each other.
Attending these workshops has given me a sense of freedom and connection to other people. It makes one appreciate getting out into the world again afterwards. It's like a punctuation mark in one's life. It's like a great forum for finding out who you are and what you can do, and like the hope of avenues and other further opportunities leading off from this.
I think what's most surprised me is a good way of making you feel good about yourself.
I think as we get older, creativity is seen as something that is not as needed as much. But actually it's really important that you just take 10 minutes for yourself to go and write down something or move your body or paint something or draw something. You don't have to be amazing at it. It's not about being an expert. It's just about expressing yourself in a different way.
It's really nice to know that as I'm a bit older, I guess, it's nice to know that I can take on board this new stuff.
For me, the group's not just been about COVID as such, but just coping generally.
It means holding my own when the waters are choppy. It's not thriving, but it's not sinking either. It's finding some equilibrium for the time being.
I hope that they continue with their newfound confidence, and that if they do find themselves again in a bit of a negative or chaotic headspace, then they've got the tools to know what to do.
What I've actually gained from being here is confidence, having somebody to talk to, knowing that there's always someone there, having something to look forward to on a Friday morning if you've had a bad week.
I have learned a lot about myself, and I feel so much better that I can cope and I can move on with the time.
I believe that the more mental health is advertised and more help, the more the better.
I will go forward with the sessions of knowing that if ever I feel down or there's any problems, I can go back to them and just still be part of that family, I suppose.
I think being able to do the gathering, it just makes me feel hopeful and happy for the future. If this helps other people move forward that are struggling, just find, there is hope and there is, things will get better. If I'm just a very small part of that, then I'm grateful for the gathering, choosing us as a group to take part.